What's up, folks? We're back with some reactions and reviews for you on the what channel is this? What are we called?
We Trying Channel, a production by
You don't
who are
even
we
know.
again?
Nerdy by
Man,
nature.
it's been a long week for me, man.
Yeah.
It's been a long week. I didn't. I was talking to my wife earlier. I didn't even know today was Wednesday.
Yeah, I didn't know today was Wednesday either. I'm still trying
Uh,
to get back to work schedule.
yeah, but there's a difference between why you didn't know it was Wednesday versus why I didn't know it was Wednesday.
I feel like you have the plague of death in your house.
um, no one tells you that having children invites everything known to man to infect your children and take them down. And
Hmm.
then have you ever seen those the imagery of like people trying to get out of some place and there's like hands pulling you down, and
Hmm.
that's children trying to pull you down to make you sick like they're sick.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had no idea that that was a thing. Um, this is the only day in the last 2 weeks that I have not been to a hospital or pediatrician.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't even realize that. My wife had to tell me. I was like, oh, I was like, I didn't go to one yesterday. She's like, yes, you did. I was like, I did. I was like, what day is it? But y'all didn't hear to come here to talk about that. That's on another channel. Um, where it's going to be called Life Beats Leroy Down. Um,
We get a
with
Patreon for
the
that and everything. Yeah.
with the help of Chaos Goblins. But yeah, what did we talk about? Deadpool Wolverine.
Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, you ready?
yeah. Let's get to it.
In this.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick, so upsy daisy. Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
I love his look as he just puts it.
I'm not feeling the hair.
I'm about to lose
I
everything
mean, that's
that
what
I've
it
ever
looks like,
cared
though,
about.
isn't it?
It's been better.
Not my fucking problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
Come again.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
Them arms.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you do.
Trust me, kid, I'm
I
no
love
hero.
that. Liefeld's just feet. Every time
You
I
were
see
an
it.
X-Man. You were the X-Man. I am soaking wet right now.
Boys are so silly.
This is what I'm talking about. Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die? Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Okay.
Want to do some cocaine?
Hey, cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
What about Bolivian marching
They
powder?
know all the slang terms. They have a list.
Even snowboarding?
Even disco dust.
White girl interrupted?
Even Forrest Bump.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes. I can't.
That's great.
I don't know cocaine like that, so I'm wondering if those are real terms. Like I've heard of booger sugar.
I mean,
I've heard of nose.
I've heard
I've
of
heard
Beck.
of nose candy. I
Never a white girl interrupted, but that's good.
Bolivian marching powder.
Yeah.
Hey, in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you are connoisseurs of a
Oh,
certain
yeah.
white powder, let me know if those terms are correct, or did they just make this up for the movie? Because I honestly, half of that stuff I've never heard. Partially because I've moved from a wild partying life to
A
dad.
domesticated man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Bolivian marching powder is a real thing.
I'm really excited about this, and I'm happy to see them fighting in the void, or Loki's void, or whatever. We see the big gaseous beast, Adeline. What was it called?
Keep
From
going.
Loki, you don't remember? Okay.
No, I'm just listening.
No, I'm just saying whatever that beast is called. I
Oh.
don't know what it's called, but I'm excited to see that's back, and I see all this Loki stuff in here. I see
Love that.
Cassandra Nova.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I'm trying to figure out how are they going to beat this person, because she seems to be able to control Wolverine's adamantium. I don't know what they're going to do.
So, what do you know about Cassandra Nova? In other words, I guess what I'm asking.
She tried to kill Professor X in the womb, supposedly, and Professor X was able to beat her, and she got maybe thrown in a sewer or something, her placenta or something, and she
So
herself.
Cassandra Nova has the same. Cassandra Nova has the same powers as Xavier, telepath and telekinesis. However, depending on who you ask, she is probably one of the most powerful telepaths ever.
Okay.
So that is, she is very dangerous. I'm not sure how I feel about this iteration of the character. I did want somebody a little older, and that's only because I liked the way she looked in the X-Men comics. I wanted a more kind of the same age as Xavier was, like that type of. But I'm cool. I think introducing her into this, she's supposed to be the big bad, but I also think we're going to see a lot different. A lot of different X-Men universes, because we saw the portals and we see the TVAs involved. One of them I definitely is. So my question is this the old man Logan Wolverine? Is this
The
one
one
of
we saw from the movie from Logan?
No, that one's dead.
Okay.
So sorry, let me back up. So there's a shot in this trailer that shows a Hank Pym head, Ant-Man head. So an old man Logan. So Logan, the movie that we got with X-23, the actual old man Logan comic, Wolverine is the last surviving X-Men. He is basically, all the villains got together and they won. So basically all the villains like switched heroes, and Mysterio tricks Wolverine into thinking he's fighting all the villains, and actually he's massacred the X-Men.
Okay.
In that universe, in the Old Man Logan universe, the villains have taken over, and Hank Pym has died, and you see it's called Hank Pym Falls. So like if you go back and look at the comic, and that's when the Hulks had taken over and they owned like a part. And so like the question is like, are they using, is that one of the different X-Men universes you're going to see? Because supposedly they hop through different ones, and that's why you have so many different X-Men in this movie. Like I think James Marsden is back.
There's a shot in there where like you can see a bunch of people, like Pyro's there, whichever whatever Archangel's dad, or not Nightcrawler's dad, is there.
Azazel,
yeah.
So
Supposedly somebody said there might be Bullseye from Deadpool, or from Daredevil.
well, so we know what's her name? Elektra. Jennifer Gardner's back. We So Jason Fleming is playing Azazel. Ray Park is back as Toad. I'm guessing he's going to be Toad. We know the woman who played Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Brianna Hildebrand, she's back. Cable is supposed to be rumored to be back. Dopender's in here.
Yeah, we saw them in the
Yeah.
happy scene. Yeah.
So there's a lot of Louis Tan is back as Shatterstar. So there's a bunch of people who we're going to see from the last Deadpool movie and some of the original X-Men from that X-Men universe. Now, I'm so a little behind the scenes, people. This is the second time we're watching this trailer because the first time my internet went down in the middle of us doing the reaction. And so this is the second time. And I said something in that original one where I was like, because you were like really hyped. Both of us first time seeing it. And I said, I wanted to see more. And as I talked it through, I realized that I was wrong. This is exactly what I want. I'm already excited for the movie. I don't need to see more. I don't want the movie spoiled. Like I don't need to see, our favorite, what is our favorite punching bag is Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Where basically if you saw the trailer, you saw the movie. I don't need that. I like this. I got just enough to make me wonder what I saw. People are going to dissect this trailer and look for Easter eggs. There's a rumor Taylor Swift is in this because people believe that she's going to be Dazzler, or they want her to be Dazzler.
They've been saying that forever.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where like she hasn't downright said no, she's not in it. And there's been enough breadcrumbs to if you want to believe it. So her not being in this trailer, if she is in the movie, is like it's one of those things where like when you go and you see the movie, I want that experience for everybody. I don't want anything spoiled, and I like what we got. I don't need to see more. My only quibble, if first time on the channel, thank you, welcome, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's argue in the comments. I'm not the biggest Hugh Jackman as Wolverine fan. I like him. I thought he did a okay job. I think his best movie was Logan, in Days of Future Past. And I also don't like that Wolverine became the central point for the X-Men movies in the universe. Like everything traveled through him. I think the better model is what we see in X-Men 97, where Wolverine, less is more. And so I'm hoping this does not restart that trend again, where it's Wolverine and the X-Men when he's just an X-Men member. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So I'm hoping, and I kind of want to, like, I like seeing him in the blue and white uniform. I'd love to see him in the brown and yellow. I would love for X-23 to come back. To me, she made the movie. For me, Logan, she was the best part of that movie. So I'm really excited for this, but I'm like fingers crossed because the Fox X-Men universe hasn't been that great, but this being done by Marvel and Kevin Feige kind of shepherding this gives me hope that this is going to be awesome. And it's the only Marvel proper movie we're going to get this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for it. I don't know if it's going to. I think it will help revive
Energize?
energize some of the momentum for MCU that has been gone for these past few years. Say what you want to about phase. What are we in, phase 4?
5.
Okay, yeah, but phase 4. Okay, before that, it was divisive compared to the other phases for sure.
Yes,
I think
definitely.
that's definitely just say. So maybe this will be like, okay, we're back on the track. We're seeing stuff. Maybe this is good. I mean, like we said, the X-Men cartoon that's out has been fantastic. It is really good. And that's somebody who doesn't know the comics, as somebody who just enjoyed X-Men, the cartoon on Fox back in the day, it has been a breath of fresh air to see that. And I'm hoping that's the start of a new trend of, okay, Marvel's gotten they figured stuff out. that little bumpy path, but they're back on the right path. I hope.
Yeah, the X-Men. I've always, and I'll keep saying it until the X-Men 97 cartoon is the perfect distillation. I guess is that the base? I'm trying to figure out what it's the perfect way to ingest years of continuity and years of like storylines and like different characters in a very easy to digest medium. So like if you haven't read all the comics, you can get some of the same feeling of like watching and witnessing these stories told in this medium that you would have gotten. Now I'm not saying it's the best way or it makes you, but it is a very good way to enjoy the X-Men like some of us who read the comics. And when you look at it like that, you realize, oh, if they can reproduce that, what you see in X-Men 97 on screen in the MCU, in-game, again, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. The X-Men were the driving force of Marvel. It was never Iron Man. It was never, in the comics, those characters were B characters. Kevin Feige and the MCU catapulted them to A-list, but it was always the X-Men and their stories that was the engine that drove Marvel. It was Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, the X-Men. Those were your characters that people bought comics for. So I'm hoping that this is the beginning of that, introducing these characters on screen till you get a more comic accurate description and representation. I mean, I now that I'm older, no shade to Halle Berry, but when you watch X-Men 97 and then you see Storm, and then you go back and you watch those X-Men movies, which one is better?
Oh yeah, sure. Storm in the cartoon is better.
That's the gravitas that is Storm, and I guess that's the kind of stuff that I want to see translated on screen, and I'm hoping we get that in these next few phases, where we get that shot, or booger sugar, as they were talking about, Bolivian marching powder. Like I want that drug. I want to see that X-Men, on screen, and I'm hoping that this is the vehicle that starts that trend. I enjoyed Deadpool. I enjoyed Deadpool 2. I thought that there are some things, and we've talked about it in reviews, where Deadpool 2 missed some marks, but then they hit on some other stuff that was just amazing. That chase scene with Domino.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one of the best. When she's in the truck and Deadpool's like, "What's your superpower?" And she's like, "I'm very lucky." And he's like, "That's not a superpower." Then you saw it in action. You're like, "Oh, I get it." I mean, that shot sequence hasn't been. I don't want to say topped, but we hadn't seen anything like that in the MCU proper, like that type of. And I'm really interested to see what they do with this, combining those elements that Deadpool is known for with the resources that the MCU has.
All right, folks, that'll do it for us. We got to go because I got to go to work. Leroy's out there taking care of them sick kids.
Only taking care of one.
Oh,
the other one I sent to school.
So he can get everybody else sick.
Yeah, he's all right. He told me this morning, he said, "I just want to feel sick." He's refusing treatment. So I was like, "Hey, man, you want to stay home?" "No, I want to go to school." "Cool.
Okay.
See you at 5.
See you at 5. All right, folks. Dad of the year there. Like, comment, subscribe on Leroy's parenting skills. You want to help him? You want to help him get a sitter? Get these subscriber numbers up so we can help him get a sitter. Until next time, folks. We out. Peace.